and she was posed clutching a sheet to her chest. She was not wearing any clothes under the sheet. Well, this picture caused a sensation.
A lot of parents were very pissed off because they were like, wait a minute, my 6-year-old daughter watches you. How can we be doing this?
It makes me question whether I want my daughter to listen to her music or participate in anything she does anymore.
They were used to seeing Hannah Montana, the happy, smiley Miley, and these were a little bit somber, a little bit sexy.
So if she's made a public commitment or pledge that she's gonna remain a virgin, that's great. But just the persona that she's decided to give others, it's just very provocative and sends a message that I'm available.
The controversy got so hot for her that she actually had to release a public statement, and she essentially apologized to her fans for this picture, which shocked her.
I think I was just kind of in a stage, where I was just trying to get things done and, maybe look for an older audience, or, I was working with a big magazine just trying to go with, what they were trying to say. And I think it was a hard time, but I think just, learning from your mistakes is the biggest thing. And, also just knowing, it kind of really made me remember how much my fans really do support me.
What happened was she caved to public pressure, which just shows how much weight this abstinence and virginity movement has.
Miley causou ainda mais polêmica quando dançou em uma barra no Teen Choice Awards de 2009.
If you watch the actual performance, it was merely a pole that was on top of an ice cream cart that she was hanging on to support herself. But clearly the photographs were going to make it look like she was working a stripper pole.
Miley, of course, laughed off the controversy. She said she was embracing her southern trailer trash culture. Clearly, she's under pressure to show a slightly more sexual side as she matures.
Miley's audience, they're getting older, she's getting older, and she has to worry about maintaining her audience.
There are enormous economic stakes to this transition that stars want to make. They want to be able to keep their audience, keep their careers as they get older.
There's no way for us to know how the current stars are going to make the transition from being a young virginal Disney star to being a grown-up star. I think the only pattern that we can really see is looking at the other generation of Disney stars.
Over the course of Britney's career, certainly since hitting Baby One More Time, she's evolved into more and more of a sexual icon. I'd say her coming out moment as a true sexual icon is at the MTV VMAs, when she ripped off the tux and underneath is that nude sequin bodysuit, and the whole world just went, whoa, she's hot.
Britney knew what she was doing. By presenting herself as this young sexual being, really let everyone know, I'm not the same girl anymore.
Os Jonas Brothers continuam no caminho dos bons e justos. O irmão mais velho Kevin trocou o anel de pureza pela aliança de casamento quando se casou em dezembro de 2009.
You are officially off the market?
Yes.
How's that going?
It's going great.
I have to wonder if part of that has to do with his purity vow, that he said that he's going to wait to have sex until he's married.
If they have committed themselves to the virginity movement, if they want to have a normal functioning adult life, they pretty much have to get married.
It'll have an effect on his fan base because they'll probably feel like, well, he's no longer available. I think the thing that women love about watching them is thinking that maybe one day, it'll be my turn to date them.
As questões de imagem e carreira complicam uma transição já difícil que todos os jovens enfrentam, de criança virginal a adulto sexual.
As I think these teen icons and celebrities get older, life is going to hit them, and we're going to have to deal with the reality of them being actual people and not just, icons put on pedestals.
The foibles of these rock stars really do mirror what's going on with their fans, where at a certain age they're confronted with their sexuality and they have to address it.
É difícil contestar o poder da nova castidade na cultura pop. Mas será que ele deixará uma impressão duradoura?
I would hope it's the beginning of something bigger, a new standard perhaps. I think we're looking for a new way and a new role model, and I think that's why we've seen it catch on like it has.
There are people who absolutely believe in this. I think the danger of making something like abstinence into a trend is that trends die.
The virginity movement is going to continue to try to be culturally relevant and trendy, but at the end of the day, I think that the reality of young people's lives is going to win over.
It's very difficult to work against biology. And biology dictates that you want to have sex. Doesn't matter how many purity balls you've been to, how many purity rings you've had, how many purity pledges you've made, you want to have sex. So they are fighting an uphill battle.